Hey guys, it's Nick, and I didn't expect to be doing a video today for some signings. Yes, the Chicago Blackhawks made 4 signings today, 2 of which are extensions to some of our restricted free agents, and 2 of them are signings to entry-level deals. So let's get into the video. I'm going to start off with the extensions. As you can see, Matthew Highmore has been extended to the Chicago Blackhawks by signing his contract extension of a 2-year, $1 million contract. Good, affordable contract for a solid player that we have in Highmore. I like this contract signing. Highmore has played well with the Blackhawks this year. He has 1 goal so far, but when he does play in the lineup, he does play a good, strong game when he plays. I saw him score his 1 goal this season. So, Highmore gets his extension with the Hawks, and I honestly think good signing to keep him aboard going forward. Solid young player, brings grit, brings a kind of a speed aspect to his game. I like Highmore, so keeping him aboard is a good signing to see. The next contract extension is Kevin Lankinen. He signed a 2-year deal for $1 million as well, and I like this signing. Lankinen is a good goalie to have going forward. I've honestly have seen him play when he was in Rockford. It was not a good game for him, but Lankinen is a solid goalie. He led Finland to gold last year in the World Championship, and he's been playing well all season with the Ice Hogs. Around the end of the season, he did suffer an injury, but Lankinen does play a solid game in net. I like this signing. Keeping Lankinen in the system could help his game going forward, maybe making him a future starter. I can see it where he could become the next starting goalie of the Chicago Blackhawks. Probably not next year, just because we don't know what's going to go on next year with Corey Crawford still needing an extension if he wants to re-sign with the Hawks. And we'll see what happens. I do like keeping Lankinen aboard with the Chicago Blackhawks on this signing. So let's get into the ELCs for the Hawks. Alright, let's get into these ELCs that the Hawks have signed. The Hawks signed a Russian player they drafted back in the 2017 draft in the 3rd round. Andrei Barratt. I think that's how you pronounce his name. It's a tough name, as you can see by the spelling of it. This is a solid signing to get him. He's a good player. He's played with the SKA St. Petersburg and the KHL since being drafted in 2017. He also played for HK Sochi this season. Well, last season with this and last season with in the KHL. Solid pickup. He's a right winger. He's at the age of 21, and just honestly a 5'11", he's a short player for hockey, but I think this is a solid signing. I like these shorter players because they do get overlooked, like Alex DeBrincat. But he could bring a good scoring depth to the Chicago Blackhawks, I feel like. This is a solid signing. He doesn't have a lot of goals in the KHL from what I can see here on his stats, but he could be a diamond in a rough for the Chicago Blackhawks as a prospect going. So let's get into the top prospect that the Blackhawks ended up signing to an entry-level deal. Alright, the Chicago Blackhawks signed Evan Barratt to his entry-level contract. He was drafted in the 2017 NHL draft in round 3 at 90th overall. Barratt honestly has been a prospect I've been keeping my eye on when was in college with Penn State. Now he's a professional hockey player. He signs that entry-level deal that ends his NCAA terms. So he signs a entry-level contract with the Chicago Blackhawks. With Penn State in his 3 seasons with them, his freshman year, he played 32 games, had 11 goals, 7 assists for 18 points on his season. His sophomore season, he had 32 games played, 16 goals, 27 assists for a total of 43 points on his season. He also played for Team USA for the U20 team for the World Junior Championship for 2019 with 7 games played, 1 goal, no assist for 1 point on that run. But this season, his junior year with Penn State, he played 34 games. The season did get cut short because he and the NCAA ended operations for their seasons all around, so his season did get cut short, even though he did play more games this season. 34 games played, 12 goals, 22 assists for 34 points on this season. Barratt has been a player I've been looking forward to getting his contract signed by the Chicago Blackhawks, and now they finally did so, and I like it. Now we just have one more prospect that we need to get signed. So this Evan Barratt signing is a great signing to have for our forward core going forward. He is a center, adds more center depth to this team. 6 foot, he's a solid player all around. I like this signing. Hopefully the Hawks can keep it going with another signing going forward. So let's end this video off. With the 4 signings today from the Chicago Blackhawks, it kind of surprised me, but I'm happy with it. We get prospects added to the system. Barratt, Altybarmakyan, I believe that's how you pronounce his name. I'm sorry again if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Please leave his pronunciation if you know it in the comments down below. Kevin Lankinen into an extension, same with Matthew Highmore. These are good signings by the Chicago Blackhawks. We do have some more players that they need to get signed. Maybe they'll come soon. With them signing 4 players today, I'm happy about it. These help the Hawks going forward, and I like this going forward for the Hawks movement of getting in a couple young players like Barratt, like Matthew Highmore, who's played a few games with the Hawks now, Kevin Lankinen, a solid goalie prospect, and Altybarmakyan. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. I honestly am trying to pronounce it right, but it's hard to for me right now. So, maybe a prospect later to be signed is a player like Ian Mitchell, who I really would love to see signed and get onto our defensive core going forward. He's a good defensive prospect, was the captain of Denver College this year, Denver University, that's how it's, I don't remember if it's university or college. I think it's university. But Barratt's a good player, but Barratt does bring a good aspect of game from his time in Penn State. I think he's honestly ready to be in the NHL, but we'll see for probably next season. So, I want to hear what your thoughts are down in the comments down below. And if you know how to pronounce Altybarmakyan, please leave that in the comments also, because I want to know how to pronounce that name. It's honestly tough. So, thank you for watching the broadcast. Please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And most of all, let's go Hawks!